Stamping.
Hi guys, welcome. So nice to see your faces. Usually I get to see names and I don't see faces. Hi Tiffany, I have Kitty here, Adele, Lynn, Cheryl, I see a bunch of people. So today I'm going to show you how to line your letters up using the 3mm Austin font. Okay, we're going to get them nice and straight. I'm going to show you how to use the sticker guides. We're going to walk through some of the tools that you need to be successful in metal stamping. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to go over to my second camera and I'm going to show you the samples and we'll walk through product. Okay?
Okay, guys. So here we have two little samples today. The first one, I did a quote. Now this is utilizing the upper and lower Austin font. Now you don't have to necessarily use Austin. You could use whatever font you have at home to do the make along today. This is our upper, and then lower. So I mixed it up. Feel free to mix your upper and lower today. So this is a quote that I did on our 1/4" bracelets. And then I use the uppercase to do a name. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to line up your letters so your spacing is perfect, and that how to put your sticker guide on so you're stamping in the center of your bracelet. So I'm going to just go through some tools. So the first thing that you need to, tool that you need to be successful at metal stamping is going to be the Ergo-Angle stamping hammer. You'll notice that hammer has a brass head, okay? We suggest using this hammer as opposed to a steel head hammer because the brass is soft and it absorbs the shock when you're hitting your steel stamps. If you're using a stainless steel hammer, sometimes you'll see that you'll have bouncing or you'll have something that we call a ghost impression. You'll have half of impression on your metal and a little bit above that, you'll have a silhouette of the letter that you're stamping. And that's all because of the bouncing with the steel hitting steel. So that's why we suggest using a brass head hammer. The second item is going to be your steel block, whether it be 2x2 or 4x4 steel block. I have this right here. Underneath is just a rubber pad, okay? It just deafens the noise a little bit. I am working from home, so I don't want to disturb everybody too much, but they're kind of used to me banging here by now. The third would be our bracelet. Let me pull this back just a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Would be our bracelet guides. So it's a pack of 36 stickers, okay? And they are 4.5 inches long. And that is a little blurry. But if you open up your bracelet guides, you'll see on your first page, you'll see some instructions. Now, I'm not the one, I never read instructions, but always keep in mind that any ImpressArt product, the tutorials and the directions are super important to read. You'll notice that on your sticker guides, you'll have 3 different hash marks on each side, and we're going to go into that, but there's a reason for it. Okay, so followed by those 2 pages are 36 of your sticker guides. Okay, then we're going to use my favorite, the Austin font. Now, Austin is a 3mm letter set, and it is exclusively for Michaels by ImpressArt. And you'll notice that it's a very, I want to say, a handwritten font, sort of on the whimsical side, but doesn't sway so much, okay? It's a playful font, which is super forgiving if you are a little crooked or not aligned very well. In uppercase ImpressArt fonts, you're always going to get bonus stamps. So these right here are the extra set of 6 design stamps that come with an uppercase. With a 3mm lowercase font, you're going to get 6 punctuation stamps. So uppercase always has 6 bonus design stamps. Lowercase always has 6 bonus punctuation. Then if you have it handy, you could also use the Austin numbers. Now, lining up the Austin numbers would be the same as your uppercase. So feel free to use those as well. Now, if you open your bracelet blanks, what I'm using today is aluminum. Feel free to use your brass and copper if you would like. Just keep in mind that when you're stamping on brass and copper, you're going to have to stamp a little harder. Your tap is not going to be one of the medium. It's going to be more of a heavy, aggressive font hit. So this right here would be the copper, and then brass looks like that. So these are the 3 metals available at Michael's. So you're going to notice that in your packaging, your bracelets come with a blue film on them. What you're going to do right now is you're going to go ahead and you're going to peel that film off. We put a film on our bracelet blanks to protect it in transit so they're not rubbing and scratching on top of one another. So you just want to take your bracelets and just start at the corner and peel that off. Okay. Then what I want you to do is put one of your bracelets aside. If you're working with a 4x4 block or even a 2x2 block, I want you to turn it in a diamond pattern in front of you. Okay, it gives you more area to put your bracelets across your block. Then I want you to take out one of your sticker guides. Okay, now this is a 1/4 inch bracelet that I'm working with. If you take a look at your sticker, okay, you'll see at the top, you'll have one blue line running directly across your sticker. Then you'll have 2 additional blue hash marks underneath that on both sides, okay? These hash marks are guides for you, okay? So what you're gonna do is just lightly put that on the top of your block. I want you to take a ruler out and you want to measure your 6-inch bracelet at your center mark. So that's going to be 3, your 3-inch mark. Okay. Once you've measured at your 3-inch mark, okay, and you found your center, you're going to take your sticker and you're going to place your orange center mark right at that center. Okay. And then you're going to make sure that the edge of your metal is lined up to that blue line that runs across your sticker guide. So I'm going to do that now. So again, your sticker is on your bracelet blank and that blue line, if you guys could see that a little bit better. Let's see if I could zoom in on that. Do you see how that blue line is meeting up with the bottom of your metal? You're going to place that down and then secure it to your block. Now, your spacing. What we're going to do is we're going to start your first bracelet. You're going to think of a name or a quote that you want to do. And your spacing is going to be, since it's 3 millimeter, you're going to utilize the spaces in between your orange and your black hash marks. Okay, so I am going to start very simple. I'm going to start with my uppercase and I'm going to do the word love. So on my sticker, in between my orange and my black, I'm going to write in my letters. Now, my first bracelet that I'm going to do to show you guys is just with an uppercase font. All right. I'm going to open up my uppercase and I'm going to pull out, I'm going to just move this over a little bit to show you guys how I pull out my stamps. So I'm going to pull out my word. When I pull out my word, I always want to make sure that the markings, the ImpressArt, are facing the ceiling. They're towards the ceiling. Just so I know when I go to grab my stamp, they're in order. Okay? So I'm going to push these over to the side. Bring my block in. When you're holding your stamp, the ImpressArt should be facing you. That's how you know you're stamping in the right direction. Okay? All these are indicator marks. So what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that your stamp is always in your non-dominant hand, okay? And your hammer is always in your dominant hand. So I want you to place that flat down and lightly drag until you feel that your sticker is hitting the ledge of, your stamp is hitting the ledge of your sticker. Okay, if you run your finger down, you'll see that the sticker creates a ledge. And that's what's going to be an indicator for you to stop, press down on your stamp, put some pressure on it, take your hammer, and give it a nice hit.
Rita, we have a question
Sure.
about what happens if you have an uneven amount of letters. So love has 4. What happens if there's a 5 or 7 letters?
Okay. So what you would do is then your center mark is always there. It never changes. Okay. But you want to make sure that, let's see, does she have an example? Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 6.
Letter word 5. Brody, B-R-O-D-Y, Brody.
Okay, so we have B-R-O-D-Y. B-R-O-D-Y. It's a good one, Jen. Brody.
Thank you, Brooke. It's her Brooke's question.
Okay. All right, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have your orange line in the center of your O. Okay? And I'll show you after. I'll stamp that next. So now we're going to continue. So I pulled out my L, I stamped my L. I'm going to bring my O in my non-dominant hand, place it down flat, lightly drag that until I feel that shelf and that restriction where I cannot go past it. Put some pressure on my stamp, pick up my hammer, give it a nice hit. And there is my O. Now, if you are going over, you're having problems and you're going over your sticker guide, when you're placing it flat, okay, I want you to tilt it a little bit towards you and then see if you feel that restriction, okay? So flat, tilt it a little towards you if you're having problems going over the stickers. Nice hit. Then we have our E, flat, lightly drag, line that up, and there is your E. Okay, now if you're doing Brody, okay, how you would use it is, we're going to do that now really quick.
Rita, we have a question asking if there's a proper way to hold the Ergo-Angle hammer.
So let me pull this back. Okay. So when you're holding your hammer, you never want to have your thumb up here. You always want to have it to the side. That's where that indent is from, right there. So your hammer is angled for metal stamping, sort of like a dead weight hammer. If you notice, when you're holding your hammer, it kind of wants to go down. So you always want to make sure that your thumb is not on top, it's on the side. Your pointer finger is on the bottom, secure, okay? And when you're stamping, you also want to make sure that your elbow is up, it's not down. Any other hammer questions, Jen?
So someone actually is stamping as a lefty. Should they still work from left to right or right to left?
It's however you're comfortable with. You could even work from the center still and go out. It's really personal preference. The thing, the part of with the sticker, it just makes it easier to not have to work from the center anymore, out on both sides. So you could start your word or your quote where your letters start. But it's really where she feels comfortable or he feels comfortable holding it, stamping it. Okay, so Brody. So what I would do with this, which is 5, same thing, okay? You wanna make sure that you're nice and lined up, flat, and instead of using the space in between, I'm using my hash marks, my orange and my red.
Can you tell people how hard you're hitting the stamp? Michelle is saying that she is hitting it, but she's not making much of an impression.
Okay, what metal is she working with?
I asked her, and I'm just waiting for her to respond. So.
Okay, so if you're having an issue with getting an impression, so let's finish Brody really quick. Okay, so now if you're
she's stamping on aluminum.
having, sorry, aluminum. Okay. So if you're having a problem stamping on aluminum, brass, and copper with this font is more of a wider font. So you're gonna have to hit it a little bit more aggressively. Once you've learned and mastered your fonts, you'll know exactly the pressure you need to use with that hammer. But you could also try a tilt and tap method, which let me grab another sticker. I'm gonna flip my bracelet over. Pull another sticker out. Just line that up really quick. Okay, and I'm just gonna go with love, but I'm gonna use the hash marks. Okay, just space it out a little bit. So what you want to do, it's called tilt and tap, guys. So you're going to take your letter, same thing, down, lightly drag it, line it up with what you have on your sticker. Okay, let me pull my camera up a little bit. Okay, so I've lined it up with my non-dominant hand. I'm going to hit it once. I'm going to put pressure on my stamp. And it's very important when you do the tilt and tap, guys, not to let up on the pressure that you're putting on your stamp. So you're going to hit it once, then you're going to tilt it back, forward, side, side. And the tilt and tap is to make sure that you're getting all the angles of your stamp and you're getting a nice and even impression. So if you're new to metal stamping and you're having a little bit of an issue getting an impression in your metal, I think that tilting and tapping would be a good way to go. So I'll do it again. Flat, lightly drag that down. Give it one hit while putting pressure on the stamp, bringing it back, forward, side, side. Now, when I'm hitting my stamp, I'm not hitting all around it. I'm actually moving it up and hitting it, moving it back, hitting it, moving it side, hitting it and moving it other side and hitting it. And that is to ensure that you're getting your full impression in your metal. Let me know if that works better for you guys.
So Rita, someone is asking, Elisa is asking if a jig would help make a better impression. Do you have a jig handy, and can you show people how to use it?
I do have a jig handy, but it gets a little bit tricky when it comes to these thin bracelets. So with your jig, you always want to make sure that, again, your jig is in your non-dominant hand, okay? You want to make sure that your bracelet is secure to your block using your sticker and it's lined up good. You want to make sure that the ImpressArt, again, is facing you when you pop that into, that's a big, here we go. That's a 4 millimeter. I'm going to put that in there. Okay, I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit. Jen, let me know if like there's a better angle that you might want me to get. Okay, so when you're working with bracelets, guys, and you have a jig, you'll see that it's like a balancing act on that bracelet. It's a little bit more challenging on a bracelet than it would be on a blank. So you're going to take it down. You're going to lightly drag it. Line that letter up, and then you're going to squeeze. I want you to squeeze the center of that jig and give it a hit, okay? It's a little challenging to do it with a sticker guide on a bracelet, okay? It can be done, but it depends on the force that you're hitting and if you're lined up well with that jig. All right, so I have Brody. Now, right next to Brody, I'm gonna go back. Where's my sticker? And we're going to, actually, you know what? Let's color this in. We're gonna take our enamel marker and we're gonna run it right over your stamped impression. And then you're going to take a regular household paper towel, dry. And I want you to dab it, just like that, and lightly wipe. So you're going to see by lining up that blue line with the edge of your metal, and following your spacing on the sticker guide, you're going to not only be perfectly spaced, your letters, but you're also going to be in the center of your bracelet. Okay? Now I'm going to put this aside and we're going to do another bracelet utilizing upper and lower. Okay? Here is my bracelet. Let me get a sticker guide.
Rita, when you go through the sticker guide, we had a question earlier regarding spacing for other size fonts than 3 millimeters. If you can just touch quickly on that.
Hold on one second. So for your 4 millimeter fonts, you're going to use your black hash marks on your sticker. Okay, because a 4 millimeter font is wider, and that's why you're going to utilize all those black hash lines on there. Your smaller fonts, so your 1.5, you're really going to have to play with it. But when you're working with a smaller font, your first letter in your name or the first letter of your quote, okay, is always going to be in between your black and your orange hash line, okay? When you go with your second with a smaller font, you're going to make sure that your stamp is covering, because you're not going to be able to follow those lines, because those lines are for a 3mm or 4mm font or 6mm. You're going to make sure that the edge of your stamp is covering your last stamped impression. That's with the smaller 1.5 fonts. Okay, so now our lowercase and our descending letters. Okay, so your descending letters are going to be your P, your Q, your J, your G, your Y, anything with a low hanging point. So let's see. Let's do let's do Mindy. Okay. So I'm going to utilize my, because it's not 4 and it's a 5-letter, okay? So you're going to utilize your marks on your sticker guide, not the spaces in between, okay? So I'm gonna make sure, and always write on your sticker, guys, you know? So my N is gonna be my center, right here. So if you have lowercase, you're gonna do the same thing the way you did it with the uppercase. You're gonna bring it down, lightly drag it to that sticker, feel that ledge, take your hammer. You could give it 1 hit if you feel confident that you've made a deep enough impression. If not, bring it forward, back, side, side. And here is your M. So if your sticker starts to move, because I just saw this question, if your sticker starts to move, just make sure that you take your sticker up, make sure that your line is running through your bracelet. Sometimes that happens with the tilt and tap because you're putting a lot of pressure on the sticker and your blank. So you just want to definitely double check your stickers every once in a while. Now with your I's and your L's, I wouldn't hit it as aggressively if you're going to give it 1 hit. If you're going to tilt and tap, I would do it a little lighter than as opposed to the M where it has more space. Now, my Y, your descending letter. So everything that we've taught you, Jen and I, you'll know that we're dragging down to the sticker. When it comes to your descending letters, you are not going to drag down. You are going to place it. Okay, so you see that blue line that is running across your sticker guide? You're going to make sure that your descender, you're not dragging it down, you're placing it. So the bottom curve, the curvature of your stamp here is going to be placed, lined up with that blue line. Okay, let me see if I could move that down a little bit to show you guys. So you see how I'm not dragging, but I'm placing my stamp? I'm placing my stamp, and the bottom curvature of my stamp is lined up on that blue line. I'm going to take my hammer, give it a nice hit. And that right there is how you do your descending letters. Okay? Now, you're forging metal. So when you are hitting your steel stamp into your bracelets, the metal's spreading. okay? So what you're gonna do is, it's gonna give a little wonky curve there. You're going to place that down on your block, not flat, just like that. You're gonna take the back end of your hammer and you're just gonna give it a couple of light taps, and that's gonna straighten your bracelet out again, okay? You're gonna take your enamel marker.
Rita, can you touch on what happens if your enamel is not staying in your impressions? What does that mean?
So there's two reasons why your enamel doesn't stay in your impressions. One, you're like me and you have no patience and you want to wipe it off really quick, okay? Or two, your impressions aren't deep enough, okay? And I have a perfect example right here. So my Y, I did not hit it deep enough, okay? Does everybody see that? So it's very light and it's hard for that enamel to stay in it. Do we see that? Okay. So you want to make sure that your letters are deep enough. Now with this font, because it's very wide, it's very important that when you put your enamel in it, you're dabbing it, you're letting the air get to it, and then you're lightly wiping it off. Now, we could troubleshoot the Y. If you have a bracelet that you did and you feel the impression is not deep enough, and obviously my Y was not deep at all, I'm going to come back in with my stamp, okay? And guys, don't throw out your stickers. You could always use them to secure your bracelet to your blocks. Little money-saving tip, okay? You're going to place your stamp. Let me move this down a little bit. Okay. You're going to move it to the side and then lightly drag it over. You're going to see that your letter falls right into the impression that you just stamped. Okay? Here. And you'll actually feel the stamp go right back into that impression. Okay, and then you could give it a harder hit. Okay, then come back in with your enamel marker. Now, if you feel that you've let your enamel dry and you're having a hard time getting your enamel off, much better. So definitely my Y was not deep enough, okay? If you have enamel and it's really dried on there, let's see if we could get that to work today so I could troubleshoot for you guys, because I enamel things and I walk away from it and I let it over dry. Anytime you let enamel over dry and you can't get it off, okay? Take your enamel marker again. Run it over, wet it again, and then wipe it. And it acts as like an eraser, okay? So don't worry about your enamel drying on your piece, because you could always get that off by hitting it with enamel. You don't have to use an alcohol pad or anything of the sort, no cleaning product. Use the enamel marker and it takes it right off. All right. Any other questions about fonts, Jen?
No, but before we start bending, someone actually said that the bottom of their hammer, so the brass part, is scratched after hitting the stamp. Can you tell us why that happens and that it's okay?
So the good thing about these hammers, guys, is see that bottom? That's your stamping fingerprint. And I know that sounds really funny, but if you have a friend who metal stamps, like Jen has her hammer and I have my hammer, I favor the top half of my hammer. Jen favors the side of her hammer. it becomes your fingerprint. Because of because it's brass, it absorbs that shock, okay? It actually, when you're hitting your stamp, let me pull this up a little bit. When you're hitting it, it's actually molding to your stamp and pushing it into your piece of metal, see? And you'll see that some of it comes off on the stamp as well. I've had, so Jennifer, I just saw your comments about replacing the head. This is the hammer that I use obviously for the Facebook Lives that I do with you guys and for classes. My hammer that I use in my own personal work or to make sample projects for social media or any of our new releases looks like, oh my, it's completely mushroomed over this. And I've used that hammer for the last 8 years. I've never replaced the head. You could replace the head. I just don't think you really need to unless you've like damaged it to the point where it's not tight anymore and it's falling out. But like I said, my head has been in there for the last 8 years. And I haven't replaced it. I haven't need to. Because you'll see that when I come back from a business trip, and Jen has watched this happen, I come out of my studio at work and I'm like, who's been using my hammer?
Yeah,
because
she
does. Someone else is stamping with it, and now my hammer's off. So this becomes, and I always tell all my students in the class that I make them look at their hammer after they finish their piece of jewelry, and I say that's your stamping fingerprint. It's always different from the person next to you. Okay, so I hope that answered your question a little bit. I wish I had my hammer with me here. It's completely mushroomed over. It looks like a sculpture. It's quite pretty, and I won't get rid of it. But this is definitely the hammer that I use for any kind of Facebook Live or Zoom class. Anything else, Jen?
Someone wanted you to go over the colored enamel markers that Michael's has in the 4-pack. Just the difference. We can do that at the end if you have time.
Yeah, I think we could do that at the end. Let's bend a little bit.
Yeah, let's bend some bracelets.
Let's bend some bracelets. So I'm just gonna cover my fonts up really quick. And drop them all on the way. Okay. Yes, I will definitely go over our enamel colors, or different enamel colors. I just want to clear that up. Perfect. Okay, let's bend some bracelets. I'm gonna move this over. Okay, guys. So I want you to keep in mind that with these bracelets, these aluminum bracelets, you can stamp on both sides of these bracelets. Okay, and peel my plastic off my back, but I'll peel it off now. Okay, you're going to make sure that your bending bar is always up. Don't place it on the table. Make sure that it's up in the air. You're going to put your bracelet, in this case, I want my Mindy facing out. Okay, I'm going to put my thumb firmly against that. Take the palm of my, let me move this. This is the tricky part, Jen. All right, I think this is better. What do you think? Yeah?
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay, so you want to put your thumb firmly against it. Take the palm of your hand, and you want to bring that bracelet way over. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, so you're at a 90-degree angle. Then you're going to turn it around, place the other end in that channel, put your thumb firmly against it, take the palm of your hand, and bring that over as well. Okay, so your bracelet is going to look like this. So now with your bending bar creates a flat top traditional cuff. Okay, It's personal preference. I personally like a more rounded look, and I like my ends tucked in more. Okay, so I'm going to come in with my bracelet bending plier. I'm going to try. Jen, is that a good angle?
Perfect.
Okay.
Aha moment.
Yeah, aha moment. So I'm going to come in the center and I'm going to squeeze. And do you see how that brings that whole bracelet in? And then I'm going to work my way with forming that bracelet all the way around. Okay? And I always start at the middle and I always go back. I see that there was a question about just bracelet pliers instead of the bar.
Yes, that just came through. Yep.
Okay, read that for me so I could answer
Can you
her.
use the bracelet pliers instead of the bending bar?
You could, but it's going to bend your bracelet very wide. So I'll show you really quick the finished result of that. So once I've taken my bar and I've done my bracelet, I have a more rounded cuff, okay? If you like something that's more oval, I always like to take my bracelet at the end with my fingers and I like to just pull it out just a little bit. And that leaves a nice oval shape. Okay, now we got a question if you can bend a bracelet with just the bending pliers. So I will show you what I mean and we'll compare it to both the bracelet bending bar. So you're going to take it again from the center. When you're working with your bracelet bar, you always want to take it from the center. Okay, so you want to take it and you want to squeeze. And then you're going to work your way around it. And I'm going to bring it all the way back. So with your bracelet plier, it really doesn't bend it very well. It leaves a really open gap in the center as opposed to a nicer rounded cuff. Okay. These are more likely to fall off of your wrist because they aren't tucked in. Your ends aren't tucked in. So I do suggest using the bracelet bending bar and the pliers for this.
Rita, is there a proper way of putting on, taking on and off the bracelet?
Yes. So you're going to use the side of your wrist. Okay. Slip that on that way and then just turn your wrist. And that's how you put that bracelet on. Okay. So side, put your bracelet on, twist it. All righty. Any other bending questions?
I haven't seen this one, but can you show us what happens when you overbend?
Yes.
Is there a way to fix that?
Yes, there is. So I always like to, if you've taken a class with me at Pinners, I call these my magic pliers. And there's a reason why I call these magic pliers. So I'm going to overbend a bracelet. Okay. So if your bracelets are looking like this, okay, no fear. You could always fix that. We could always correct it. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in with your bracelet pliers. Again, you're going to come in from the center. You're not going to squeeze your plier, okay? Instead, do you see where this is, where my kink is? I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to lightly pull, okay? So now my bracelet looks like this. And then I'm going to go around and I'm going to reform it again. And that's how you get your kink out. So these are another great tool on taking your overbending problems and fixing them. That's why I always call it my magic eraser. All right. So we had how are we doing on time, Jen?
We have about 13 minutes left, so we're good. So I think we can go over the enamel mark.
Enamel?
Yep.
Okay. So I've stamped both sides of these. Let's see. We're back to the love bracelet. And the enamel comes in a brown. Okay. Comes in a silver. Obviously comes in a black. Let me see where my other colors are. It comes in a green and it comes in a gold. So I will show you. It comes in a really nice green, okay, a patina green, and it comes in a nice gold. So you know what? I'm going to take out the green. I'm going to show you guys. Now I just want to go over opening your new marker, okay? When you open that new marker, you're going to want to shake it a lot. Don't shake it. I want you to give it 2 shakes. When you hear that ball moving, okay? Then you're going to take it and just press down on it and wait for that ink to come to the tip, okay? Don't be overly aggressive with the shaking, because if you're over aggressive with the shaking, you'll have paint everywhere. So let's wait to that. There we go. And there is the blue. Oh, the green. I always do that, Jen.
The
blue
green.
green. The blue green. Okay, so you're going to take your marker and run it over. Now with the green enamel, you're going to maybe want to do 2 coats. It really depends on your personal preference. Again, you're going to let this dry. You're going to lightly dab it and then very lightly wipe. Okay, and you'll see that green color come through. If you want more of a darker green, you're just going to take your enamel marker and go over, give it a second coat. I'm just going to try to dry this quicker for you guys. And there is your green. Okay, then we have a brown. And I think I'll just use it on the L and the O. So now the brown is the same way. It's more of a sienna chocolate brown. Okay, and you're gonna definitely need about 2, personal preference. If you like it more of a chocolate, I would use 2 applications. If you like more of just a light metallic sienna, I would just use 1 coat. So you could see how that looks. Okay, if I give it another coat, and let that dry. Push that to the side really quick. And I'll come in with the silver and the gold. So now the silver and the gold are a little different. They are metallic, so they have a shimmer glitter to it. So they look a lot like gold flake and metal flake and silver flake. I like using the gold in the copper color, and I like using the silver marker in a brass. So let me see if I could show you that really quick. I have a brass bracelet here, and I'm just gonna stamp some E's on it so you guys could. Okay, so here are my E's. So I'm gonna use my silver marker. I'm gonna fill that in, we'll let that dry. Let's bring back the brown. So that is your brown. Your brown also looks good on the brass and the copper. It isn't so dark like the black. If you wanted more of a softer looking patina, I would definitely go with the brown. If you're just joining, this is the green. Ooh, this is the green. Jen, did I lose you guys?
Oh, no, we got you. I see you.
We're good? Okay. I'll do another coat. Another coat of the silver, just so you could see it better. And I'll do a copper, so you guys could see the gold. Let's see, do I have, let's pull out I have them right here, okay. All right, pull out my plastic, use my E's. So you'll see these are very metallic. See that glitter in there and that shine? The silver, I think, looks really pretty on the brass and the copper. Okay. And you'll see that gold gives it like a really goldy flake to it. So they were transparent. You're gonna have to do 2 coats on it. Okay, if you feel that it's too transparent, I would definitely do 2 coats, but in between I would let them dry.
So Rita, a lot of people have been chatting back and forth regarding using acrylic paint or nail polish or Sharpie in your impressions. What would you recommend?
A Sharpie is going to come out. We're in a time that antibacterial is just like drinking water to us. So any kind of alcohol is going, any alcohol substance, whether it be perfume, is going to pull that enamel, that acrylic, right out of your impressions. These enamel markers are water-based enamel markers, so they'll come off your hands, but they are designed and formulated to stay inside your metal impressions. So I would definitely go with that. I would try to stay clear from nail polish, because it might look good at first, but within the day it will crack in that impression, because nail polish is made for nails, not metal. So All right, so there we have it, guys. You have the blue, the green, the brown, okay? We have the silver, and we have the gold. All right. Water-based paint is going to come out. Like I said, this is water-based paint, but it's formulated. It's formulated to stay inside of the metal. Okay. Any other questions?
Just for someone asking about adding design stamps to your work, everything's personal preference, so you can space them out as close or as far apart from your word.
Let's grab that set really quick. So with your Austin font, your design stamps are 3 millimeter as well. So your spacing would be the same as if you were using your fonts, okay? Now, if you're using a bigger design stamp, it would basically be your personal preference. But if it's a 6 millimeter stamp, I would leave 3 hash marks space in between your wording. So let's take love. Here is your word. If you're working with a 6 millimeter design stamp, I would count 1, 2, 3, and then have your design stamp, the center of it, meet that orange hash mark. So your brass, they're asking about brass.
Tarnishing.
Unfortunately, all brass tarnishes within time. My bracelet right here is tarnished. Okay. What I could do to polish that back up is use my buffing block. So I'm going to start with my fine side and then move on to my super fine side. Guys, remember that these are not plated. They are raw brass all the way through. Okay. So that's considered jeweler's brass. You're going to take your fine side first, and you're going to rub it over your tarnished piece. Now you could see the difference in that already compared to how very yellow orange that is. Then after you use your fine, you're going to go and use your super fine. And this will take all of your tarnish off. Okay, so I don't know if you could see that. So you could see me in that part of that bracelet, and this is very dull. So that is very tarnished, and this is nice and polished. Anything else, Jen?
No, there's a couple things, but we can definitely hit on these other questions next. In 2 weeks, on the 26th, we're doing textured bracelets, so definitely sign up for that class. But it is 5 o'clock, and I think Michael's has a 5 o'clock class as well.
Okay.
So I just want to say thank you for everyone joining, and this is Rita's and I's favorite part of the Zoom classes. Are you ready? Rita wants everyone who's stamping with us to show what they're making on camera.
Oh, let me see, guys. Fantastic. This is me and Jen. I love it.
Oh, look at everyone stamping. We never get to see this, only when we're traveling for classes, and we haven't been traveling this year, so we kind of miss this interaction with everyone.
Angie. trying to scroll through everyone's. We have Becca and Jeanette.
Cheryl, Tammy, that looks awesome.
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing. Madeline, that looks great. Oh my God, you all did a fantastic job. And thanks for turning your cameras on, even though you didn't sample along with us. You guys are beautiful. It's so nice to see everyone. And it's so nice to put a name to some of, a face to some of the names that we see on a regular basis. Hi, Jennifer. Now I can see what you look like. So yeah, this is, I love this part of the class. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Well, guys, don't forget to sign up for the 26th class. And don't forget that on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we do have live Facebook Lives that we're teaching different applications to metal stamping, a couple of really neat projects and ideas. And we get to talk back and forth. And it's, you know, something really great. But thank you so much. Jen and I are very overwhelmed that you guys took part in this today.
Yes, and if you guys ever have any questions regarding any pieces that you're stamping, or you just want to show us what you're making, please feel free to tag us on Facebook and Instagram at ImpressArt. If you have any questions you need us to troubleshoot, you can always DM us through there, and we'll get you to the right person to troubleshoot your product or your project. Or you can reach out to our customer service team at support@impressart.com. So.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you guys soon.